Good morning. We'll continue. We're almost to the end of this sailing adventure, and the details that Luke puts in continue. Just the little comments, the out of the hundreds and hundreds of events, the the descriptors that he could put in here, Holy Spirit has chosen these. Toward the end, Paul is challenging the sailors, the soldiers, and the other prisoners. Don't lose heart. This is going to work out. You're going to survive. Luke writes, until the day was about to dawn, Paul was encouraging them all to take some food, saying, today is the 14th day that you have been constantly watching and going without eating, having taken nothing. Therefore, I encourage you to take some food, for this is for your preservation. For not a hair from the head of any of you will perish. It's going to work out. We're going to survive this. You haven't eaten for 2 weeks, been terrified, been worried. You've even come to the point where you think, we're not going to get out of this. Paul says, I'm telling you, in 14 days, you need to eat because you're going to need your strength here in a little bit. You need to eat. Be encouraged, be equipped, be fueled. And there's a really good lesson here. It's fine to go without food if you're if you're intentionally fasting, if there's a crisis, a disaster going on. It's fine to go without food. Can't go without water for very long, but you can go without food. And I think in the American mind, that's just a foreign idea. How could I survive for a day without eating? How could I skip breakfast, lunch, and dinner and still survive? Well, it's probably a healthy thing, especially for us here in the US, to experience not eating for a period of several days at a time. If you're diabetic, you might have to talk to your doctor about that, but it's amazing just the health benefit, not even considering the amazing spiritual benefit when you're focused and fasting. These guys on this ship, they'd been fasting for 14 days, and it wasn't a spiritual intention. It was a real physical challenge. They were in the middle of a storm. How are you going to prepare food or do anything? Just hanging on for dear life. And now Paul says, okay, it's been 14 days. You all need to eat something. Be encouraged. And not only with his words, but with the practical encouragement of bread and whatever other food they still had available. He said, be encouraged. Let your heart be encouraged and let your stomach be encouraged so that you have the strength needed to deal with what's coming. So let me encourage you. Don't be controlled by food, but recognize that food can be a real encouragement. It's pretty common if a neighbor or somebody in the church goes through a very difficult time, take food to them. It's been that way for centuries because neighbors and friends and family all recognize how encouraging and comforting and a real practical blessing a dish full of food can be for a home. So be encouraged. Enjoy the food that you have, but don't be controlled by it. And recognize that we eat food to fuel our bodies so that we can be a blessing. God bless you. He loves you. We love you.